Ego Talans. Shalom. Give me a 7 if you can't hear me. Didia. How you doing? You're in my time zone. That's what's up. Thank you. Kind of late, kind of early. Welcome midnight. Wait a few minutes. See if what's come up in here. Can you guys hear the music? Thank you. Chantress Siba, or Chantress Shiba, or Chantress Haiti, because Shiba, the Queen of Shiba, is another name for the empire of Ayati Wakan. It is what it is. Phillips. How you guys doing in this baby olam? Do you guys know what I mean when I say baby olam? I always say baby olam, and I always say right after that, Babylon. Do you know what I mean by that? You should know, but let me know if you know so I can tell you again. Davina, I hear you, it's Abdullah, A-B-D, not Abdullah. Abdullah. Correct that for me, okay? Oh, you don't know what I mean by that, Didia? Ay, ay, ay. So I say things, and it just fly over the head. Sheesh, not good. Thank you, Puffy. So here's what I mean by baby olam. So we learned in the book of remembrance that olam was a time before time. In olam lived the golems, bodies without the spirit of intelligence. Before Kahe, Anuka said spirit got into these bodies they were called golems. So in Olam live the golems. So I call Babylon, which is the United States, the system, the nations of the world, I call them baby Olam. They're just a little Olam. So Babylon, baby Olam. Baby Olam is just rhyme and it makes sense because in Babylon, there are nothing but golems. And I did a video and I recorded, if you go over the city, around New York City, you'll see a bunch of plasma centers. Watch this, DDI. If you go around New York City, you'll see a bunch of plasma centers. And they are, you know what the Ish named them? The Ish called them Olgam. Olgam. So Golem is spelled Golam. These plasma centers are situated where's mostly black people, poor people, drug addicts. So the Ish, because they know you don't know, they know 99.99% of people don't know anything about Olam or Golem. But just in case you would know Golem, they put it backward. They call the plasma place Olgam. And I caught that. And I called them out on it. Right in front of the plasma center on Fulton Street in Brooklyn. I recorded it a couple of years ago. And I'm like, look, they're making fun of everybody that's walking into these places and selling their blood. Because what do you think they do with the blood? They take the blood and they ship it to Europe. The Caucasians in Europe, a lot of them have a plasma deficiency. Listen to this before they drink it. They have a plasma deficiency, and because they have a plasma deficiency, their bodies cannot tolerate anything, food, air, nothing. They're practically dying without the blood, without the plasma. So they take the blood from the drug addict. They take the blood from the person who's doing dialysis. They take the blood from whoever wants to give the blood. Like all these organizations that collect blood, I don't want to say their names. That's what they do that for. When you go to the hospital, they take 5 vials of blood just to find out one little thing. It's unnecessary to take 5 vials of blood when you can find everything you need to find in 1 drop of blood. So they take all this extra blood because you're giving them free blood. So they take that blood and they send the blood, they extract the plasma from it after they quote unquote clean it. They take the plasma, they don't throw away the blood. You could just use your imagination what they do with the blood. And this plasma that is taken out from the blood is worth millions of dollars in the medical industry in Europe. So it's a massive business. So this place is Baby Olam, where the golems live. But you see this right there? This is high gnosis. I just gave you super gnosis right there. And because you are a child of light, you are entitled to the greater gnosis. So when I take my time and I bring you this knowledge, appreciate the knowledge. Do you think this knowledge can be taught in the churches? No, the pastors don't know this. This was not given to them. They don't have the primordial light. You see, there was a switch that was turned on. And when the switch was turned on, the children of light were awakened. Little by little, we are being awakened and we are coming to the knowledge of self. Some of us have spiritual, scientific knowledge. Some of us have historical knowledge. Some of us have other types of knowledge. Botany. Some people know a lot about the earth. all these different gnosis is coming back to us. My role is to bridge medicine and the scriptures. But I actually can do a lot of different things. I notice I'm not stuck in a box. I can go here, I can go there, I can go everywhere. But one of the major things that I'm called to do is to show you your greatness in the scriptures and how they apply to your body, how you can use certain knowledge to upgrade your avatar. These were codes that were written, okay? So these, hey Jackie, Sister Jackie, and these scriptures that were written have layers. In the Zohar we learn, in the Tikkun HaZohar we learn that whoever think or believes that the scriptures only have one layer, that these scriptures are not multi-layered, whoever believes that these scriptures are just simple, you should just take your last breath, because you're not worth the skin you in, because the scriptures are many layers. You can take them literally, or you can see the inner meaning, which the Zohar call the inner light. The inner light is the esoteric aspect of what you are reading. This is called the primordial light. The primordial light. That's the part of the scriptures, the sacred gnosis, that is not revealed to the mundane, to the profane. This aspect of the scriptures, you will only receive it when you meditate, when you have a desire to know. In the Cobran we learn, the Most High says that I love the man, the woman, the child who is himself and herself ever seeking. So you have to be ever seeking, a seeker of knowledge. The writers of the Cobran, the ancient elders, the Celts, they said that if we were to leave you a treasure, what would you want? Would you want gold? Would you even want knowledge, how to fly? Do you want to do all these things? They say, if you still want these things, money, things that feed your ego, they say, we have failed. We have failed. We who are the keepers of this gnosis. If you tell us you still want those dainties that satisfy your flesh, then we have not done our job. He says, the writer says this. The writer says, so let me show you. The writer says, this we give you. This we give you. The sacred gnosis. This we give you. The sacred gnosis. He said, this we give you. This we give you. The sacred gnosis. He says, we are going to assign this gnosis to the ground and destiny. He said, we give you this gnosis. This we give you. We give you the sacred gnosis. Okay? He said, we are going to assign this knowledge to the ground and destiny. He says, hoping that this knowledge will come forth at the proper time in a respective generation. Now, you have heard me say this several times. Are you this respective generation? Is this the proper time? Yes, it is. It is this proper time. It is precisely the proper time. And you are this precise, peculiar, chosen, sacred, the few hidden amongst the many generation that they talked about. So tonight, this morning, we are gathered here to receive some more of that gnosis, some more of that spiritual scientific gnosis, the knowledge of the Grand Elder Yanok, who is known as Fushi in the ancient Catharian dynasty in Kumeria, what we call Lumeria. We're here to gather some more of this gnosis, but tonight we're gonna go beyond Enoch. We're gonna go to our old father, Ya'at Sikar. Ya'at. Ya'at is the Ancient of Days. Ya'at is our father, the first golem that became a child of light, because he was in Olam, but when he received the spirit of intelligence, he became filled with the primordial light, and he was no longer a golem. He became a child of light. So we're here tonight to receive the gnosis that he received, that he taught his children in regards to the light body. Do you think this knowledge is far-fetched? Do you believe that you can achieve such level of greatness in the flesh? Yes, you can. I'm here to tell you, yes, you can. You see, when in the book of Corinthians 15, verse 35, a question was asked. The question was asked. The question says, someone will ask. 1 Corinthians 15, verse 35. Someone will ask. Who's that someone? Whoever that person is, they will ask a question. What is the question? How are the dead raised? Okay, how are the dead raised? And we go back now to Ezekiel chapter 37, and we read about Ezekiel conversation with the Creator. In this conversation, the Creator is giving Ezekiel a vision. Ezekiel saw what was happening, and a series of things took place from the revelation that he received. Okay? How are the dead raised? That's in Corinthians. The question was asked, how are the dead raised? So, in the book of Ezekiel, it was given to Ezekiel the gnosis of how the dead will be raised. So let's read about that, because we came here to receive the greater gnosis, the spiritual scientific gnosis. And I don't just come here to occupy a space where I'm just saying things to appear smart. No. Look, it is my desire to remain quiet. Okay? I want to stay quiet. I don't even want to teach no more. But the most I have, just like Paul was told, I did not give you. Paul was told when he went to the third heaven that all the gnosis that he received was not for him alone. He must share those things. Okay? So I come here to share with you so that you can apply it to your life. When I bring you Bodies-Ack-U-Punk-Qi, what the world calls acupuncture, and I break it down for you. And I said, if you can't do acupuncture, you can do acupressure. I talk about healing with a finger of touch, what that really meant. That it meant that knowing the parts, the points, the meridian points in the body to touch. And if you touch it the right way, with the current depth, with the correct depth and the correct time frame, you can release the chi, and the chi can dislodge from where it is located and move throughout the body, and the chi can heal whatever pathogen that is there. We talk about how the three-eyed atlas is actually the gnosis of your body reactivating, because the word atlas is Greek, it's nu. The ancient gnosis is Shu, the god Shu. And then we find out that in the body, you have points, acupuncture points called Bak-Shu points. And you have acupuncture points called front moon points. So you have Lumeria points, front moon, and you have Bak-Shu. And these points make up the breastplate of the high priest. Now, this is called spiritual scientific knowledge. This is the gnosis our ancestors had. That's why they taught their children. They taught in their secret schools. This is the knowledge. Isa, Moshiach, whom you call Yahushai. This is the knowledge. He went to the Eastern countries to remember, to teach and to learn some stuff that he didn't know. Or he perhaps had to bring back into his consciousness. He learned how to heal with a finger of touch. That's acupressure. Okay? I already have a video on that. Look through my videos and I talked about what happened to the dead when they died. That has already been done for you 3 years now. Okay? Condolences though, by the way. Sorry to hear about your loss. But if when you watch the video, you're not gonna be sad at all. So the question was asked in the book of Corinthians, how are the dead raised? And then what happened was Corinthians come after the book of Ezekiel. Corinthians come after the book of Ezekiel. It is a video that I did in the Zohar. So look up Abdullah Seer, the dead, videos about the dead from the Zohar, something like that. Something will come up. So Ezekiel comes before Corinthians. So see, watch this. In the book of Ezekiel, the dead, how is the dead raised, was already discussed. But in Corinthians, a question was asked. So our people been doing this. Our people been asking, how is this done? How is that done? But it was already discussed. It's already been discussed for you. So many books later, the same question is being asked that was already discussed in Ezekiel. So the question is answered in Ezekiel. So here is how the dead being raised. Listen to this though. Before we get into the knowledge about Adam, Yahatzikad, about his light body, and how you can achieve this light body here in the flesh. If you know you can. It is my desire to teach you the things you need to know, the little bit that I know. Perhaps you can take that and apply it and augment, improve your physical body, which will have a direct effect on your spiritual body, which will have a direct effect on your 5 bodies of light, which will enhance you on this earth. It's all in the Bible. It's all in the Zohar. It's all in the consciousness. It's all in the sacred records. So, in the book of Isaiah, it says, again, Ezekiel 37. The hand of the Supreme was upon me, and he brought me out by the Spirit of the Supreme, and set me in the middle of a valley. Now, do you know in your body you have an acupuncture point called the Great Valley? Did you know that? In your body, you have an acupuncture point called the Great Valley. You also have, I'm going to show you this point before I continue this, because I came here to show you things. Spiritual scientific knowledge. Spiritual scientific knowledge. Watch this. You see this point right here? It says LI, large intestine 4. Higu, Union Valley. Okay? It's called Union Valley, but in other translation it's called Great Valley. This is a master point, okay? We're not gonna talk about it now. It is a master point. It is a command point of the face and mouth. What does that mean? Before I even get into my gnosis I came here to share with you, let me show you how the large intestine channel looks like. Once again, I have shown you before, but I'll show you again. I'll show you again so that you have a visual. This is the large intestine channel. And right here, this point where I'm pointing right here, that's LI4. This is a master point of the face and mouth. This is a command point of the face and mouth. This is just one thing that it does. It commands the face, it commands the mouth. This point right here. So take your hand and do this. You see that little mountain right here that came up? This little area? See? In the center of that, that's LI4. One of the things this can do, if you press it down when you have a headache, the headache immediately goes away. This is it's a command point of the face and mouth. The headache will immediately go away once you take your thumb or your index finger and you go in the center of that area right here, Union Valley, and you press down. This is called acupressure. This is called healing with a finger of touch. This is what that's called. And this point also treats anything related to the face. So if somebody has a stroke and their face is deviated, if someone has Bell's palsy and the mouth is deviated, and you go see an acupuncturist, they will use this point immediately to bring your face back to its proper place. Okay? If you have anything going on, cramps, pain up in your mouth, your face, LI4, a command point, a master point, Union Valley. So we go back to the book of Ezekiel. I said all this to show you where it is in the Bible. Oh, what it could mean on a metaphysical level, on a health, you could take this knowledge and compare it with the knowledge of health, healing. It's all intertwined. Yes. Yes. Listen to this. Ezekiel said, "The supreme power above greatness set me in the middle of a valley." So this is the middle of the valley right here. Listen to this. This is how the dead are raised. This question is being answered from Corinthians. Ezekiel says, "I saw a great many bones on the floor of the valley." Bones that were very dry. He asked me, "Son of man, can these bones live?" I said, "Sovereign Lord, you alone know." Then he said to me, "Prophesy to these bones and say to them, dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. Now listen to this. Dry bones, hear the word of the supreme power about greatness. This knowledge is for you to awaken your dormant dragon lines. This knowledge is for you to awaken your meridian system. This knowledge is for you to awaken the avatar body, the Adam Kadmon body of light could be awakening you if you apply this knowledge. You will be stronger, more energetic. In this avatar, sickness cannot live here. No, you didn't come in this body to share it with sickness. Sickness does not belong in the body. If it comes, it has to go immediately. Why? Because you have the knowledge to remove it. I have taught you how to use the spirits of your organs to pray in the spirits of your organs. I have revealed to you the spirit of each Zang organ, the organ that carries the Jang, the spirit, the blood, the essence. I have taught you the spirit of the heart, the Shin, the spirit of the spleen, the Ye, the spirit of the kidney, the Z, the spirit of the lung, the Po, the spirit of the liver, which I can't remember right now. Oh, the Hun, the spirit of the liver, the Hun. I have taught you how to pray in these spirits. Say to the Shin within me, heal my heart. If you have myocardial infarction, if you have tachycardia, fast heartbeat, if you have bradycardia, slow heartbeat, let's just say you have arteriosclerosis, not arteriosclerosis, atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis is a type of arteriosclerosis. Atherosclerosis is when fat is built up within the walls of your blood vessels. This fat is called atheromas. That fat right there will increase pressure in the valves. That causes the heart attack. So that means it behooves you to, the fat is also a lot of buildup of cholesterol. Cholesterol is not bad. No. Cholesterol is good when it's at the proper level. So you have two types of cholesterol. You have LDL, low level lipoprotein. That's what it stands for. Low level lipoprotein. And you have HDL, high level lipoprotein. If you have a high level of LDL, which is the low level lipoprotein, you're in bad shape, because LDL must be low. If you have a high level of HDL, it's good for you, but it must also remain in a certain bracket. If your LDL is too low, is too high, and your HDL is too low, then your body is confused. You have a what's called, your body is warring against itself. You have a dysfunction. Okay, it's called dyslipidemia. If you have dyslipidemia, meaning the amount of fat, lipid, okay, within the walls of the epithelial cells in your body is too high, or is too low. It's not well proportioned. It's not balanced. You're going to develop arteriosclerosis or atherosclerosis. So when we're talking about raising your body from bottom below consciousness to a level where these scripts can have effect on your consciousness so you can live a cleaner lifestyle. So when you receive this gnosis, you can apply it to your body to augment yourself, to enhance your avatar. You are one step closer to being changed with in a blink of an eye. Because changing in a blink of an eye means that you were being changed little by little. Just like filling a bucket, a gallon, you fill the gallon. Just like that, the gallon fills up, it overflows. And just like that, once you change yourself little by little, one day you shall be filled. Your cup shall runneth over. And once that happens, then you are changed. It happens in the blink of an eye, because when it happens, you don't even realize it, because you've already been preparing yourself for this change. Are you listening? Are we here, family? Give me a 7. Are you getting this gnosis? So the Most High, the supreme power, told Ezekiel, I will, he said, prophesy to these bones. And say what to them? The Most High told Ezekiel, I want you to call up the lung meridian and say to the body, I will make breath enter you. That's coming from the lung meridian. The lungs. When the Most High says, I will make breath enter you, let me tell you what's happening. The Supreme, the Creator, is going to call upon the organs in the body. Everything he mentioned in Ezekiel 37 is talking about an organ in the body. So breath, the breath is the lungs. The lung has 11 points. It starts right here. The channel. This is the inner pathway. It starts in the middle jaw. They call this the middle jaw. This is the middle jaw. The middle part of your body, the center. It starts here. It goes up. It makes a diamond in your chest. You see that diamond right there? The diamond connects with both your lungs. But also the lung meridian connects with the large intestine and also the stomach. And it also connects with itself. Every channel, every meridian connects with their organ. And also whatever the paired organ, and also perhaps another organ. In this case, the lungs is connected to its paired organ, which is the large intestine, this is right here. Li4 is also, it's called a foot organ. That's a paired organ to the lung. So when the Most High told Ezekiel, I will make breath to enter you and you will come to life, the Creator called upon the lung meridian to awaken. So if you lack the Holy Spirit, if you're walking in your flesh, if you are a victim to your vices, if your enemies are those of your own household, then you need the breath, the Ruach Kadesh, the Ruach Kodesh. You need the breath, the mother, the supreme mother, the essence, the Holy Spirit, Kahe. You need to breathe again. You need that dose. It's also called the water. Okay? So in this very first conversation with Ezekiel, the Creator called upon the lung meridian to reactivate the holy breath. Once that activates, what happens? It says, you will live, you will come to life. Okay? Coming to life is just basic, because you could come to life and that's it. You can't move. Someone who is paraplegic is alive, but they really don't have mobility. So the first step was to get the breath into you, so you will come to life. Are you here? So tonight, this morning, we call upon the breath The spirit of the lung, which is the Po, it governs the skin. It governs the hair. It nourishes the skin. It nourishes the hair. It does many other things. But on a very low level, it governs the hair, the skin. It nourishes those things. It is also called a receptacle of phlegm because there is a relationship with the lung, large intestine, stomach, by default, and spleen also. But we're not gonna mix them up like that because I don't want to confuse you. This next step is advanced. We'll take it one organ at a time. So the first one, it says, I will make breath enter you and you will come to life. I will attach tendons to you and make flesh come upon you. Tendons. So when we talk about tendons, hold on a second. When we talk about tendons, this is not about tendons. This is about another organ that was called to the forefront. So in the body, we learn the heart is Jacob. The heart is the emperor. The heart is the empress. The heart rules the body. Jacob as the heart. All the other organs are the other nations. So when the Most High says, I will attach tendons to you and make flesh come upon you and cover you with skin, the organ that has been called to the forefront is the liver. The liver governs tendons, okay? The liver governs tendons and ligaments, okay? Nourished, flexible, and strong, okay? Now, the liver has a spirit, and it's called the Hun or the Hun, H-U-N, the Hun or the Hun. In the body, the liver is Esau. In the body, the liver is Esau. The liver processes the emotion of anger. The heart processes the emotion of joy, love. It is the Shen. It is the spirit. The spirit of the heart is called the Shen. The spirit of the liver is called the Hun or the Hun, H-U-N. Put it down. Tendons and ligaments. These fall under the liver. So when the Most High says, I will attach tendons and to you and make flesh come upon you and cover you with skin, that is what. There's way more to the liver than just an emotion. Remember, the emotion is just one thing that the liver does. The liver actually has a very important job. What is the job of the liver? The liver is the organ in charge of processing the blood. The liver is a sac that holds the blood. From the hours of 1 a.m. to 3 a.m., thank you, it's a filter. One of the roles of the liver is to filter out the bad blood from the good blood. So those Zohar teaches that the liver separates the bad blood from the good blood. The bad blood goes to the bottom of the liver and the good blood rises up, and the good blood is properly cleansed and purified to be distributed to the heart. Because the heart is the empress. The heart only receives the purest of blood. The pure blood. This is called spiritual scientific knowledge. I have to keep reminding you of that. Because it is amazing to me how this gnosis has returned to us. This gnosis has returned to us, and there is not a classroom. I don't care where you go in this world. It's going to be taught this way. You're not going to find it. being taught this way. Bringing the scriptures, breaking down the spiritual aspect. Now, there is esoteric acupuncture, okay? But they are still going to teach it to you in the aspect of Babylon. See, when our scriptures leave our hands, it goes to the Gentiles. Now, we find that in the book of More, it loses its essence, its spirit. It comes back to us molested. It's gonna take one of us. It's gonna take the Most High, the Creator, the power, the supreme power above greatness, the Great Mother, to wake up one of her children, whom she knew before they were born, whom she sent here with her mark on their forehead, to awaken this gnosis. This child of the mother is going to go through a series of obstacles. It's going to be put through the furnace of affliction. And through these obstacles, through these furnaces, this child of the Supreme Mother will find their purpose. And the purpose is to also, is personal, but it's also to awaken the masses. It's to awaken the masses and bring forth the ancient knowledge that was buried in the earth by the Celts. And they said, they hope that this knowledge will come forth at the proper time in a receptive generation. You see that? So the liver, between the hours of 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. is the time of the liver. So right now, I'm supposed to be in bed just like you. We are all supposed to be in bed because our blood is being cleansed and being repaired at this time. Here I am actually breaking the 24-hour meridian cycle of Qi in your body, because I'm keeping you up at a time where your liver should be healing itself. So I'm rearranging your Qi, your circadian rhythm, your 24-hour body clock, by staying up with you and giving you this gnosis, and you are actually missing the hours of your blood being cleansed. But we do this because that's when I had the time. I have the time now to share with you, and I share with you. So we sacrifice a little bit of blood to be here right now. So remember, you are here. You're making a great sacrifice. You're sacrificing your blood to be here. You're making a sacrifice by blood to receive the knowledge. Is this making sense to you? Are you resonating with this? Is this resonating with your consciousness? To Yahuwah. Is this resonating with your consciousness? Is this making sense to you? Because I want to teach it to you just like I would want it to be taught to me. You see, that's one of the reasons why I teach. The Most High brought me up. One of the reasons why the Most High brought me up is because I wanted to hear things a certain way, and I was not hearing it that way. Okay? Not everything that I wanted to hear, I was hearing the way I wanted to hear it. So what does that mean? That means I have to be the one to teach it. So I can hear it the way I want to hear it and tell it the way I would want it to be taught to me. So I'm being very simple with the knowledge. I'm not using no big words. I'm not using no big medical terminology to confuse you. I'm using the layman terms. And if I do say a big word, I will give you what it means, right? I will go into it and break it down for you. But we're going to try to avoid that as much as possible. So the Most High called the liver. The liver is Esau. Esau, that's one level of the name. What is the next level of the name? Edom. All praises to the Most High, daughter of Zion. What is the next level of the name Esau, Edom? What is the next level of the name Esau and Edom? Samael. What is the next level of the name Esau, Edom, Samael? There's another level. The angel of death, Duma. You see that? There are 4 levels to the name. When you put it together, it's 5. Liver, Esau, Edom, Samael, and Duma, which is the angel of death. You see, the liver can cause you to die. The liver processes anger. When you get angry, you get out of control, or not you, but if there were ever a time where you'll be so angry and that you will come out of your character, you would allow your ego to rise above logic. your anger can take you to do things that you will later regret. Things that can cause death, destruction in the world or in your life. So we continue. The Most High told Ezekiel first the breath, the lung. Then he calls up the liver. He says, I'm going to put tendon to you and make flesh come on you, cover you with skin, put breath in you, and you will come to life. Then you will know that I am the supreme power above greatness. He says, then you will know that I am the supreme power above greatness. What else? The Most High says again, prophesy to the breath. He says, I'm going to put breath in you. Now you're going to prophesy to the breath. Prophesy, son of man, and say to the breath, this is what the sovereign Lord says. Come, breath, come. Come from the four winds and breathe into these slain that they may live. Now, not only you receive breath, you are going to, which is, if you go to the book of Genesis, the Most High, the Supreme, talk about how the Most High breathed into man and the man became a living soul. So what are you? Are you a man, a woman, or are you a living soul? Well, according to the scripts, according to your creator, your framer, your shaper, you are a living soul. So you came alive because the soul was breathed into you. The breath was breathed into you, awaken your soul. Your soul was dormant. The breath got into you, awaken your soul, and you became a living soul. But not just any type of breath now, the four winds. Now you have multidimensional levels of breath. You have supernal breath, the breath of the supernal Ima, the breath of the chilocosms, the breath of your primordial essence coming in to you from the four directions, from the east to the west, from the north to the south. Now this is why the Supreme told Ya'atzikad Adam that you have authority on this earth plane. You can control these elements, because from this verse we learn that authority was given to the men, the dead bones in the valley, to have authority over air. Air that's coming from the east. When you go to the third Enoch, which is a Sefer Hekalot, we found out the east wind is Satan. So what does that mean? That means the Most High, the supreme power of greatness, gave you, the dead bones in the valley, authority over the demonic entities, the Satans, the demonic entity, the Satan, the east wind. Sefer Hekalot 3 Enoch. What else do we know about wind? This is called spiritual scientific gnosis. We know that in the knowledge, in the sacred writings of the Catharian, in Bodies-Ack-U-Punk-Qi medicine, or acupuncture medicine, modern day traditional Chinese medicine, we find out that wind is called evil. Evil winds, external pathogen. Wind is called a external pathogen or internal pathogen. When it's external, it manifests in your body as a cold pathogen. You could get a little frigid, you could get a little fever, runny nose, a headache. These are called evil wind. So when the Most High, the Supreme, said to Ezekiel, prophesy to the wind, prophesy to the four winds. He says, prophesy to the four winds. Okay, let's see it. Let's read it one more time. Listen to this. Prophesy to the breath, son of man, and say to it, this is what the sovereign Lord says. Come, breath, come from the four winds and breathe into these lands that they may live. These winds that's coming in from the four polarities, from the four directions, they're gonna come in and come into these lands that they may live, but it also gives you authority over winds, which is diseases, which is pathogens, which is evil. Because if they're gonna come into you, that means you are the receptacle of these winds. You become the vessel of these winds. That means you can have authority. You can command these winds. And we find out in the sacred gnosis, I was reading this earlier, that our ancestors, I was reading a book about the Celts, the Tuatha Danann, whatever they were called. It's something about Tuatha Danann. These cats were able to, at their own will, command the sun, command the moon, command the oceans, command the winds. At their own, whenever they please, they were able to command these things that we see. Sun, moon, ocean, winds, rain, storm clouds. We also read in the sacred writings about our priests. They were able to do what's called cloud formation. In the book of Acts, it talks about how Yahusha ascended to the heavens. I did a video a couple years ago in the book of the Secret Teachings of Jesus. It talked about how, and also another book I read about Le Plongeon, the scientist Le Plongeon, who went to South America, and the indigenous folks in South America gave him access to their sacred gnosis, and they took him to the caves where they would practice their magic. And they would at will summon these clouds, and they would disappear and reappear within these clouds. It's called cloud formation. So I did a video about the period 9 cycle of 60 2 years ago when we talk about the solar eclipse. In the video, I talk about how the Melchizedek priest, the emperor, also had the knowledge of cloud formation. If you were an emperor, you have the knowledge of cloud formation, where you can use clouds to travel. Timothy, whoever roll up on Timothy, or Timothy roll up on somebody, baptize the person, and the person turned around and Timothy was gone. Why? Because in the sacred teachings of King Moshiach, Yahusha, Jesus Christ, we found out that he taught cloud formation to his disciples. Cloud formation was taught to the disciples, so they were able to go from one country to the next. When he says, I'm gonna teach you, so now you go teach the world. Wherever I send you, you shall go to the world and teach the gospel everywhere. They were not gonna walk there. They used the harness, the energy of the air. They used sacred words, sacred geometry, verves. They used different sounds, cymatic frequencies, different sacred gnosis that were taught to them in those sacred schools of King Moshiach, and they use that knowledge to travel through the air. Last time I read from the book of Enoch, and I showed you guys how we would be able to harness this technology, learning how to use the ether to travel, to do whatever we need to do. This is called spiritual scientific knowledge. So when the Most High told Ezekiel, listen, prophesy on his breath that I cause to enter into them, prophesy to this breath, and call up more of this breath. Call up these powerful winds from the east, west, north, south. Also, it means that these locations have chieftains, they have angels that occupy this space. So that means in you are also the angels of these directions. Are you listening to me, man? Listen. The cycle of blood in your body is all about collecting oxygen. Also, it's all about taking this oxygenated blood, and push it back out to the body so the body can function properly. The body, the blood in the body is also called the wine. The wine is also called the Torah, the Tuyah, the law of the Most High. The reason why the blood is pure coming from the liver is because the blood represents the law, the Torah. The Torah is pure, it's light, it's spirit. It has the spirit of Yah. It has the spirit of the supreme power. Just like your blood has the chi. The blood can't move without Qi. Qi moves blood. Qi is the governor of blood. Qi is the essence, the energy, the spirit that is in the blood to move the blood. Whenever the blood is stagnant, you will have what's called blood stagnation or blood stasis. Whenever you have blood stasis or blood stagnation, the body experiences pain. Whenever there is pain, there's blood stagnation. That means, so there was Qi stagnation first, and then there's blood stagnation because there was not something happened that caused the Qi to stop moving. Now the blood ain't moving. Now you have pain in everywhere in your body. Qi moves blood. Qi is the governor of blood. Hold up. Are you here? So, this Ezekiel 37 was not just about reading it, raising the dead bones. And we also know greater gnosis about this. Because we talk about this in the Anabakos. We talked about how in the Anabakos, the 42-letter name of the supreme power of greatness was also being used in this raising up of the dead body, the bones in the valley. That was perfect for that right there. And we went into that gnosis very, very deeply. We're not going to cover that right now. I'm just giving you I'm going to stop here with this book though, because if I continue the whole Ezekiel 37, I'm not even going to talk about what I came here to discuss, because we didn't even discuss anything that I came here to discuss yet. This is just side knowledge. Now that we have laid the foundation, now that we have set the proper stones in place, now that you know the different layers of what we're talking about, we're going to go into this book, Final Testament of JC, and we're going to read a conversation about the Grand Elder Yanak. First, we're going to read from this book. We're going to read from one of the light superscripts of the first light superscript of the Grand Elder Yanok. The first light superscript, the 10. So there are 10 light picture superscript, the keys of Metatron, and this is the first. We're going to read from the first. There's something I want to read you from here. I have read it before, but I'm going to read it again. And then from here, we're going to go to a seal portion, and I'm going to read you a conversation that your old father, Ya'atzikad, was having with his children. And he was telling his children about his body, how superior his body was, how superior Naba, Eve's body was. You see? He was telling them, he said, look, okay, let me not go ahead of myself. What do you mean by be careful? Too much gnosis? I'm good. I'm good. We're gonna go to this book. Listen to this. We are on page 18. Can you hear the music? Is it too loud? Let me know so I can lower it, please. Or is it perfect? Is it the right resonance? Give me a 7, family. So far, how are we doing? Did you learn something thus far? Did you resonate with the gnosis that I shared with you thus far? This is the classroom. This is the spiritual scientific knowledge on a high level, on a very high level. I guarantee you that right now. Perfect resonance, awesome. And we give all honor and praises to the supreme power above greatness, who illuminates the hearts of his and her people. Watch this. Page 18, first light superscript. In the keys of Enoch, this is called the nature of the Adam Kadmon. In the keys of Enoch, we are told the Adam Kadmon is the light manifestation What is the Adam Kadmon? The light manifestation of the paradise sons and the light manifestation of the lords of light. Think about what I just read. Your higher self, which is as the Adam Kadmon, is the light manifestation of who? Of the paradise sons and the light manifestations of the lords of light. This is who you are at your perfect self. The Adam Kadmon is those things that I just said that has evolved or have been created beyond any limited body form. Evolved, created beyond the limitations of the body. So that means this Adam Kadmon does not operate based on the laws of this realm. Has been created, evolved beyond any limited body form, because this body here, as it is limited. The Adam Kadmon is the image of the divine manifesting life in all worlds. The Adam Kadmon is the image of the divine manifesting life in all worlds, yet transferred into our physical world. Think about that for a second. This Adam Kadmon, who has evolved beyond the limitation of this body, is also the image of the divine who is manifesting life in all the worlds that she has created. And this life, this divine light, this primordial light, this power that is embedded inside the Adam Kadmon, who is a manifestation of the paradise sons and a manifestation of the sons of light, this power is transferred into our physical world. Listen to this. Every inner part of the human biocomputer embodiment is constructed to be part of the Adam Kadmon. Every part of you, because you are the biocomputer, you are the human biocomputer, every part of you is constructed to be part of the Adam Kadmon, so that as the radiant lights are brought forth, this knowledge is radiant lights. Because you are constructed, every part of you, every single part of you. What does that mean? Well, this is every part of you. Every part of you is every acupuncture point's part of you. Every part of you is all these things. Every part of you is the fact that in your UB channel, you have 67 points. All these 67 acupuncture points, every part, you have 365 acupuncture points in your body. Every part of you is constructed to be part of the Adam Kadmon, so that the radiant lights, as the radiant lights are brought forth, the body can be reactivated within us. Are you listening? This knowledge is called radiant lights. This is called radiant lights. Me teaching this to you right now, not charging you a dime for it, nothing. I'm not having no special class. I'm not doing no Zoom on anything. I could have easily done that, but I'm bringing this to you right now with at no cost to you. This is called divine lights coming forth. So as the divine lights come forth, listen to this. The body can be reactivated within us. What body? The Adam Kadmon body can be reactivated within you. No shade to anyone who have classes. No shade to anyone who does these things. People do what they need to do, what they're supposed to do. Hmm? I just don't have the. I'm just not gonna do it. I know I talk about doing it, and I come to do it. I don't do it, so I just release it for free. I just release it like this. Do your thing. Do with it as you please, and I'm going to explain it to you in a way you can apply it. So this is the knowledge that has come forth. Okay, this is called radiant lights coming forth, so that the body can be reactivated within us. Are you here? Are you here? Are you here listening, learning, taking in the divine lights so that your Adam Kadmon body can be reactivated within you? Listen to this. Listen to this. Did y'all listen to this? Huh? Puffy? Listen to this. Book of Mayat. The light body consciousness. Daughter of Zion. Listen, the light body consciousness, this is the Adam Kadmon, that's the light body which is in you, which is supposed to be reactivating right now. This light body consciousness has the ability to take on any form necessary. Are you listening? This Adam Kadmon body of light has the ability to take on any form necessary to create, to teach, or manner of thinking creation. Did you hear what I said? This is the reason why the ancestors were able to do cloud formation. This is the reason why the Atlanteans were able to be in the ocean, to live in the ocean, take on any form necessary. It says to do what? To create and to teach. To create and to teach all manner of thinking creation. So if you know any type of creation, these are called thinking creation. That means you can take a form of a lower creation. You can teach that lower creation something. You can take the form of a higher creation. You can teach that higher creation something. Just because they are spirits, that doesn't mean they are smarter than you. You have young spirits, spirits with no experience. Spirits that have no worldly experience. Just because they are in spirits doesn't mean they know better than you. We learn in the golden scripts that King Moshiach says, when you speak to millions yet unborn. You are speaking to millions yet unborn. So that means right now as I'm speaking, I am speaking to millions yet unborn. Okay? They are young in spirit. They have no world experience. They have not lived hundreds, thousands, millions of lifetimes. They are young. Even if they have not lived long enough. This gnosis is new to them. They have to come and learn this gnosis. Because something is in the spirit, someone is in the spirit realm, doesn't mean they are on a high level than you. No, it doesn't mean that. So the Adam Kadmon body of light can take on any form to create and to teach all manner of thinking creation. Think of that. Think about that for a second. This is the reason why you are receiving radiant lights, this gnosis, other gnosis. This radiant light being brought forth right now in a receptive generation at the proper time to do what? To reactivate within you the Adam body, the Adam Kadmon body of light that is within you. Let's read the last line. He said, we understand that we are more than a singular embodiment with millions of living parts. Are you listening? Are you listening? Listen, understand this. We are more than a singular embodiment. This is a singular embodiment. He said, understand that you are more than this singular embodiment with millions of living parts. Why? Because you live in a chilocosm. Okay? You see? You live in a chilocosm. This is multi-dimensional realms of existence. There's a perfect self of you. There's a perfectly wealthy self of you. There's a perfectly immortal self of you. There's a perfectly loving self of you. There's a perfectly scientific self of you. There's a perfectly beautiful, kind. There's a perfectly evil self of you. There's a self of you you don't want to see. But there's a self of you, a part of you that you have not even met. He said all these part of you, they all exist right now already. All these part of you, they exist within this chilocosm of worlds. You are more than a single embodiment. You have millions of yourself in existence. It says you are more than a single embodiment with millions of living parts. He said our cosmic birthright revealed to us our true higher identity patterns. What does our cosmic birthright reveal to us? Our cosmic birthright revealed to us our true identity patterns. Capable of attaining higher levels, you are capable of attaining higher levels of light emanations or light assimilation. You are called the bio scrolls. Why? Because you are the bio scrolls. Look, every point here comes with a story. Every acupuncture point is a bio scroll. This is a bio scroll. This is a bio scroll. Because I could go to lung one. I could go to lung one and I could show you. I'm going to show you lung one more time. These are all different parts. These are all different layers of your body that has other points. I could go to any one of them. This is, so let's show you lung one, the lung channel one more time. And I'm gonna read you the bioscore of first point of your lung. This is the lung channel. It has 11 points. It starts in the center of your body. This is the internal pathway. It goes up to the chest, make a diamond, goes to the throat, goes out to the thoracic cavity. Okay? This is lung 1, lung 2, lung 3, lung 4, lung 5, lung 6, lung 7, lung 8, lung 9, lung 10 at the thinner eminence, lung 11. At lung 6, lung 7 right here. At lung 7, there is a point. This is called an exit point. It leaves the lung point. It goes into the large intestine point. Every point is a bioscore. What do I mean by that? So let me read you the gnosis of your first lung point. Okay? But listen to what it says here. It says, I repeat, our cosmic birthright reveals to us our true higher identity patterns. Our true higher identity pattern is capable of attaining high levels of light assimilation. We are as bioscrolls. The superscripts are already written within our genetic codes. We are as bioscrolls. The superscripts are already written within our genetics. The superscripts are already written within the micro levels of our lives. We are, in fact, spiritual emissaries in this realm. This is who you are, a spiritual emissary carrying divine knowledge. How many times have you heard me say that? You are a spiritual emissary carrying divine knowledge. Okay? In this realm, even from within the deepest part of our living cells, you are as bioscrolls, emissary vehicles carrying divine knowledge. So what is the bioscore of the first point of your lung, or the bioscore of the 7th point of your lung? Because every point has a story. Every point has functions. Every point has directions. Every point has dedications. Every point does something. Every point heals a pathogen or multiple pathogens, which is diseases in your body. Every point plays a role that is part of your makeup that you need to awaken or reawaken within you, the Adam Kadmon body of light. Are you here? Are you here, family? Is this, have you received enough? Is this enough gnosis for one night? Because we can actually go. I didn't even get into this book yet, which is, I have to get into this book because we just left the gnosis of the Adam Kadmon. Now let's listen to the Adam Kadmon himself. we're going to listen to the Adam Cadman himself in the sealed portion, Final Testament of JC. Look at this book. We're going to read from the sealed portion, Final Testament of Jesus Christ, of King Moshiach, and we're going to hear from our old father, Yahatzikad himself, Adam. Sealed portion, page 83. Page 83, sealed portion. We're going to hear how Adam was teaching his children who he was, who Nabal was, who Eve was, who his wife was, his rib. We're going to hear from him who they were, where they came from. And he told them, listen, I'm telling you this, and you have to listen to it by faith. Listen, he said, just take my words by faith, because I know you have not seen what I have seen. These things that I'm telling you, you have to take it by faith, because you, even though you're my children, but I have a greater body than you. Watch this. Oh, forgive me. I hit my iPad. Sealed portion, Final Testament of JC, page 83. Page 83. Just go to page 83, chapter 17. Sealed portion, page 83, chapter 17. We're gonna go from number 13. How appropriate, number 13. This is the emblem of the empire of Ayati-Wokan. This is the flag, the original flag. This is the crown that was passed down from King Solomon down to Issa, Yahya, Yanga, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, who came from the same line of kings, emperors, and empresses. Because this is the empire that ruled the world. Nothing goes until Haiti give the green light. And you might say, well, how come Haiti is the way it is? There's a time for everything. And it's not Haiti, it's Haiti. It's the empire of Ayati-Wokan. Okay? These are the fringes. And this is the symbol. And this is a crown that is rested upon a son of the empire of Ayati-Wokan, properly placed on the crown of a son of the empire of Ayati-Wokan, the empire of Haiti, the Ayin, the eye of the soul, the heart of the world, the Jacob of the world, the empress, the empire with the mandate of heaven, coming with the sacred gnosis. Issa Yahya Yenka, aka Jean-Jacques Dessalines. Reread. Sealed portion, Final Testament of JC, chapter 17, page 83, number 13. And Adam was 502 years old. And when he called his posterity together, so he called his children, he was 502. And even after these many years, he was exceedingly vibrant. He was strong. He was able to do all things that were expected of him. Think about that for a second. 502. Vibrant. Strong. He was expected. He was able to do all things that were expected of him. And Eve, Naba, was like unto Adam. She was the same as Adam. Even that in childbirth, she continued to thrive above all other women. Remember, she was the mother of all other women. But even as 500 years old, she thrived above all other women. Let's slow down the scriptures for a second. Let's read them how they're supposed to be read. Let's read them properly. Let's fill them with our consciousness. Let's make love to these scriptures. See, Adam and Eve, not Yatzikad and Naba, they were 502. Strong, vibrant, able to do all that were expected of them to do. Listen to this. Adam, number 15. When Adam spoke unto his children, he said to them, all of you who have come forth from my loins and the loins of your dear mother Eve, truly the Lord our power has blessed us and has given unto us this earth on which we live, has prepared it so that we might enjoy the life that he has also given to us. Okay? And without regret, I can say unto you that I have loved you all the days of my life. And I have watched you grow. I have watched you prosper and experience this life and find joy in this life. Adam is speaking to his children. He says, I have also witnessed the sorrows and the tribulations that you have experienced by way of the choices that you have made because of the freedom that you enjoy. Now let's go down to number 18. Adam says, Yahatzika says, the creator, the supreme power above greatness, has granted to us, all of us, the gift of mortality. A gift he has given unto us so that we may understand this happiness that we desire. That we may be able to recognize the good by experiencing the bad. The duality. See, remember I told you, light and darkness coexist together. Their warfare never ends. See, Adam is saying the same thing. He said the Creator has given us happiness that we desire, that we may be able to recognize the good by experiencing the bad. And it is in this way that all knowledge is received. Did you get that? How do you get all knowledge? How do you get all knowledge? You get all knowledge by recognizing the good, but before you recognize the good, you have to experience the bad. You have to experience the bad before you could see, oh man, I'm in the good times. Yeah, because you have been put through the furnace of affliction. Well, let's keep going. Listen to this. I'm going to take you to that conversation that he was having with his children. And for the space of many years, he allowed your mother Eve and me to dwell in the garden that he placed in this land that he has called Eden. And in this garden, he gave unto us bodies of flesh, bodies of bone that were created in his image. Pay attention. In this garden, he gave us bodies of flesh and bone that was created in his image. Bodies of flesh and bone that were created in her image. In the image of the Creator. Listen to this. Even in the image of the gods did our bodies created. Did he create our bodies? Both male and female. He says, and now, my beloved children, do you suppose that if we were created in the image of the gods, both male and female, that this image is only that of a man? No. He said, no. You know well that there are females among us, and are not their bodies also created in the image of God? And I say unto you that they are also created in the image of the Supreme, and that the Supreme is not our Father alone, but that we also have an eternal mother, who is also a God. And these things, he says, I have caused to be taught unto you by faith, knowing that you have never seen the Father and the Mother of whom I speak. He says, for they are the Father and the Mother of your spirits, which spirits you also cannot see with your mortal eyes. Okay, let's keep going. He says, listen to this. He says, nevertheless, our eternal Father and Mother are not made of matter of which our spirits are made, but they have bodies of flesh. Our eternal mothers and fathers have bodies of flesh and bone like unto you and I. And our mortal bodies were created in the image of the eternal bodies. Our mortal bodies were created in the image of our eternal Father and Mother's bodies of light. So their mortal bodies were created after an eternal pattern. This is why they were 500 years old and they were vibrant, they were young, they were strong, they were able to do anything that were expected of them to do because their bodies were created and patterned after the eternal pattern. Listen to this. These bodies were perfect, he says, which are perfect, and our mortal bodies, okay, which are imperfect, but were made in the image of their bodies, but not in an exact likeness like unto our spirits. He says, you have beheld the body that I possess. You also have beheld the body that your mother possessed. And we were not born of mortal parents. Therefore, our bodies were not created in the likeness of imperfection. Our bodies were not created in the likeness of imperfection. No. This body, it says, we read from this book, it says, this body Adam is talking about is called the Adam Kadmon, is the light manifestation of the paradise sons and lords of light. So that means his mother and his father, these were the paradise sons and lords of light that he's talking about. These were the flesh and bones, higher bodies that his body were created from. He said, this Adam Kadmon has evolved or been created. See, he said our bodies were created patterned after the eternal pattern. So the Adam Kadmon was created beyond any limited body form. He was not limited in his body. Listen to this. Let me read that for you again. He says, as you have beheld the body that I possess and the body that your mother Eve possessed, we were not born of mortal parents. Therefore, our bodies were not created in the likeness of imperfection, but our bodies were created after the pattern of the bodies of our Father and our Mother in heaven, the eternal pattern. He said, for this reason, you have beheld that we have maintained our strength. You have beheld that we have maintained our vitality, even unto our very old age. Are you listening? He says, I have taught you to believe. He says, I have taught you to believe in our eternal parents by faith, because you have not seen them with your own eyes. I would that you should know that I do not believe in them by faith, by the faith of which I have spoken. He said, my eyes have beheld them, and I know that they are. I know that they exist. He said, my eyes have beheld them, and I know that they exist. And Eve also know that they are. Even her knowledge of them has never been tarnished. See, this is the reason why the supreme consciousness of the mother, which you call the divine consciousness, the divine feminine consciousness. I call it the supreme consciousness of the supreme mother. This is the reason why this consciousness has returned to you. The inner consciousness, not the Christ consciousness, the inner consciousness has returned to you to help you remember who you are. Because Adam just told you, he says, I would that you know, I want you to know that I do not believe in my parents by faith. I know them, I have seen them with my eyes. Also your mother Eve have seen them. Her knowledge has never been tarnished by the effects of time, as my knowledge has been tarnished briefly. He says, though Eve's knowledge of who she is, of the supernal pattern, the supernal mom, the supernal dad, has never been diminished, never been tarnished. She has never forgotten. Adam is telling you, your Atzikat is telling you, he has forgotten at times. He says his knowledge has been affected. But your mother Eve, listen to this. After many years had passed since I last saw my father and my mother in the Garden of Eden, I began to be drawn in by the effects of mortality. And I began to doubt that which I had once known. Think about that for a second. Here comes the Adam, Kadmon, the Adam with the eternal pattern body, body of light, strong body, beautiful body, amazing body, body that do not grow old. At 500, he's still young. He said, even at this body, this level, he began to doubt what he knew, because a long time had passed when he had seen his mother and his father. Even he began to doubt. But listen to what he says next. He says, I begin to be drawn in by the effects of mortality. He says, but your mother Eve did not doubt these things. And she has been a source of much strength, a source of much comfort to me all the days of my life. Are you here? This is why the supreme essence of the mother has returned, because the divine supreme essence has never forgotten who you are. Just like Eve, Naba, has never forgotten who they are. And because of her never forgotten who she was able to bring back the masculine. She was able to revive her husband. She was able to help him remember his gnosis, because her gnosis has never been diminished. He says, the Father sent an angel unto me and shocked me into my senses, because he was out of his senses. He said, an angel came to me and shocked me into my senses, that I once again knew of those things that you accept by faith. He says, listen to what he says. He says, but as the frailties of mortality, he says, I lost the effects of this pure knowledge. Are you listening? Your 500-year-old Ya'atzikat father, 502 years old, he said, I lost the effects of this pure knowledge. I lost the effects of this pure gnosis to the weakness of my mortality. Now think about that. If Adam at 500 years old can lose the effects of this pure knowledge at 500 years old, think about you at 40, at 50, at 60, at 20, at 30, at 15, at 70, at 80. You don't even come close. So that means you also have to have kindness on yourself. You have to be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself over the head. Because here comes the first creation of intelligent man and woman. And he's telling you, because of the effects of mortality, he began to forget. Angel came to him to snap him back into his senses, but the effects of mortality, because of that, he lost the pure knowledge to the weakness of mortality. In that, he says, I was not humble in my assumptions. He said, however, though, Eve, Naba, brought this knowledge back to my attention many times. Are you here? The mother, the Holy Spirit, Kahe, the Ruach Kodesh, the Ruach Kodesh, brought this knowledge back to my attention many times. Let me ask you a question. Is this a time right now, in this hour, as you and I are speaking, is this a time where you recognize that the mother is bringing this knowledge to you? Do you recognize that right now? As this knowledge was brought to Adam, Ya'atzikad, by Eve, Naba, his rib, do you think that this knowledge is being brought back to your consciousness once again? Oh yeah, it is. Because the effects of mortality have caused you to forget who you are. But remember who you are. Children of the kingdom who manifest the gifts of the mother, the gifts of the Holy Spirit. You were sent here with the mark of the mother, the mark of the father on your forehead, to receive their commands directly. Your God particle, your pineal, your shoe point, your atlas, your third eye, your 3-1 atlas. You were sent here to receive their commands directly. Spiritual 13 tribes, created to be different. You are created with a higher spiritual capacity. You were created in the kingdom of lights by the mother and the father of lights. Selective spiritual breed, chosen, set apart, above all that the Supreme has seen. He said, Abraham, I created all these souls. You are greatest among all of them. Are you not the sons and the daughters of Abraham, Yitzhak, and Jacob? Are you not the daughters and the sons of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? He says, listen to this. This strength, he said, Eve brought this knowledge back to me many times, but I would not listen to her because of my pride. He already told you he was not humble in his assumptions. When his rib brought this to him, the recollection of the gnosis, he would not listen to her because of his pride. You're doing the same thing right now. When the Holy Spirit brings this knowledge, you are too prideful to receive it. Oh, you said, oh, this nigga got an accent. I don't understand half the way he's saying. Oh, he's talking about the empire of Ayatziwokan. He's prideful. You miss all that shit. The gnosis, focus on the gnosis. He says, look, I would that you should look. Listen to this. This strength that I have been given. Oh, let me go back. He says, I would not listen to Naba because of the pride that I had in my heart. Yeah? Right? Did he said, even the pride that a man does feel because of the strength of his body over a woman. He said he has this pride because he feels that he's stronger than her. Why do I need to listen to her? But listen to this jewel that he's about to tell you, man. Listen to this jewel that he's about to tell you. He said to the men, listen, he said to his children, he said, Naba was not the, hold up. He said, yet this strength that I have been given over Eve, this strength that I have been given over Naba was not the strength of the spirit. Somebody put that down for me, please. The strength of the man is not the strength of the woman. This strength that I have been given over Naba is not the strength of the spirit. The strength that he was given is a physical strength, which is lower than the spiritual strength. just like Judah and Levi, Yahuwah and Loya. The priesthood is higher than the kingdom. Even though there's a crown, this crown is lower than the priesthood. The priesthood is over the crown because the priests go into the Holy of Holies in the presence of the Supreme. The king can't do that. So the woman's gnosis, which is spiritual gnosis, is higher than the men's gnosis, which is physical strength. Let me read it for you. It says, this strength that I have been given over Eve was not the strength of the spirit. The strength that I have been given over Eve is the physical strength. Her strength is greater than my strength. It says, which strength she has in a greater abundance than me. For this reason, my beloved sons, he says, I want you to look unto your wives and your mothers, even unto your daughters, for this spiritual strength that will keep you humble during the days of your probation here in mortality. He said, listen, not just your mother, your sisters, your aunties, even your daughter will humble you. He says, even your daughter would humble you because you think you have spiritual strength. He said, nah, you got physical strength, buddy. You got physical strength, not spiritual strength. You got physical strength. This is the reactivation of your light body. This is the reactivation of the avatar body. This is the reactivation of the Adam Kadmon that is asleep within you. This is spiritual scientific knowledge. This is the knowledge of the ancient elder Yanak coming from Kumeria Lumeria, the grand elder Seth, the grand elder Yellow Emperor who is Noah, the grand elder Fushi who is Enoch, the grand elder Shibo who is Adam. Fushi and Noah, Shibo, Yellow Emperor, the grand elder Moshe, who is Lao Tzu, the Loi Tzu. These are the knowledge of these ancient elders who lived before us, who recorded this gnosis for us. Fushi, Enoch, Yellow Emperor, Noah, Shibo, Chibo, Qibo, Adam, Lao Tzu, Moses, Moshe. Listen to this. Keys of Enoch. Keys of Yanok. Are you here? Page 6. Page 6, forgive me. Keys 211. Number 6. Are you here? Give me a 7. Did you fall asleep on me? Is it time to go? What time is it? It's definitely time to go. 2:30. We gotta go. We gotta go. Let me read you this last thing and then we out. Because I have planned to read you more, but I can't. It's too late. We gotta go. We gotta go. I'm gonna read you one paragraph and we out of here. You receive enough gnosis for one night. I'm gonna read you 2 paragraphs and we out. Listen to this. Keys of Enoch, keys 209, page 255. This key of Enoch tells us that the brain energies which were materialized at the beginning, the brain energies which were materialized at the beginning of the present consciousness frequency will be the same energies that will reappear and reorganize our field of consciousness at the end of the present program as we are resurrected into new consciousness thought forms. That's dope. Let's jump to page 272, keys 211. Listen to this. Number 6. Keys 211. This original scroll
the weights and measures, recorded by Yanok, was used for programming previous cycles of intelligence. This scroll, original scroll, was used by the Grand Elder Yanok to do what? For programming previous cycles. Which cycles? The cycles that we just read, which materialized in the beginning. The cycles which materialize at the beginning of the present consciousness frequency. This scroll was used to program previous cycles of intelligence. But listen to this. The scroll was lost to the knowledge of men, just like it was lost to Adam. This consciousness, because of the effects of mortality, he began to forget who he was. He said the scroll was lost to the knowledge of men after the energies of spiritual destruction inhabited and controlled the earth, desiring to use this spiritual truth with their technology of death. The sons of darkness, they desire to use this technology, this spiritual truth, for the technology of death. Listen to this. He says, the original scroll was returned to the Father to be reissued. The original scroll which were lost, which were desired to be used by the sons and the daughters of darkness. These original scrolls were returned to the Father to be reissued. When? At the end. When? These original scrolls will be reissued. When? At the end of this consciousness time cycle. Are we at the end of this consciousness time cycle? Is this the end of this consciousness time cycle? So that means the original scroll, which were used as weight and measures to program previous cycles of intelligences, which were desired to be used by the sons and the daughters of darkness to empower the technology of darkness. This original scroll was returned to the Father Mother. For what? To be reissued. When? At this time. In the end of this consciousness time cycle, when the remnant, are you the remnant? When the remnant Adamic race, are you the remnant Adamic race? When the remnant Adamic race would put on the body of the Adam Kadmon. Have we not talked about the Adam Kadmon all night? This is how you are going to put on the body of the Adam Kadmon, because you are receiving these light energies, the sacred gnosis, the gnosis of Bodies-Ack-U-Punk-Qi, the ancient gnosis of Lemuria, the ancient gnosis of the Grand Elder Fushi, Shibo, Yellow Emperor Lao Tzu, Nuwa. This is the weight and measure. These are the original scrolls being reissued at this time, top consciousness cycle, to reprogram your consciousness. For whom? For the remnant of the Adamic race, who would put on the body of the Adam Kadmon. Now is the time, beloved. Didia, now is the time for the weights and measures to return. Are you here? Now is the time for the weights and measures to return. Are you here, beloved? This is spiritual scientific knowledge. This is the knowledge of the Chilocosm. This is the weights and measures that have returned to you. Now is the time for the weights and measure to return. This gnosis have returned to you in full effect. This gnosis have returned to you in full effect. We give all honor and praises to the supreme power above greatness. The supreme power above greatness, who illuminates the hearts of his and her people. As we go on, family, always remember to repent. Repent of your consciousness reversal. Repent of those enemies of your own household. Repent of hatred. Repent of jealousy, repent of anger, repent of pride, repent of those things that lower your consciousness. Repent means to reverse those things that you do that sink your battleship, and then make a change in your mind as to what you will do in place of the error. Meaning that do not go back and keep doing those things that keep lowering your vibration, your frequency, your energy, that would move you away from your plane of salvation. Remember, in the sealed portion, Final Testament of JC, this book, page 16, Qi, saw and beheld legions of souls leaving the presence of the Creator, going throughout the earth, seeking to deceive and devour the sons and the daughters of Ya'atzikat and Naba. Sealed portion, Final Testament of JC, page 16. Qi, saw and beheld legions of souls leaving from the presence of the Most High Power, going throughout the earth, seeking to deceive and devour the sons of the daughters of Adam and Eve. At the same time, Qi saw and beheld a heavenly army going out after the armies of Lucifer. These armies of Lucifer, their sole purpose was to corrupting our soul. But this heavenly army being led by King Isa. This heavenly army was being led by Isa, Yahya Younger, King Moshiach, going out to battle against the armies of Lucifer. In the Zohar we learn that Samael will be put to shame because he defiled the supernal image. He did not honor the sons and the daughters of the Supreme, the Yahuadims, Yasharala. He did not honor us when we were in their midst. Yasharel, he did not honor us when we were in their midst, meaning in baby Olam in Babylon. These entities did not honor who we are. They know who we are. They did not honor who we are. They treated us as slaves when we were the princes and the princesses, when we were the kings and the queens, the emperors and the empresses. They recorded the matrix, so we forgot who we are. They left us in this consciousness time zone because they tried to use the weights and measures to empower the technology of death. But lo and behold, the weights and measures have returned, being reissued by the Father Mother, so that we can put on the Adam Kadmon body of light, so that we can reawaken our soul who is dormant within our bodies. The soul says, awake thyself. You have been slumbering too long. I am waiting for you with the awakening kiss. Awake yourself. You have been slumbering too long. This gnosis was destined to come forth at the proper time to a receptive generation. Family, remember who you are. Until next time. They, the kings and the queens of Babylon, shall mourn Babylon, just like the Pharaoh mourned Egypt. When we come back next time, I'm going to read to you how the Pharaoh lament the destruction of Egypt. How all of a sudden he realized he was but a mortal man. And his Babylon, the Egypt that he knew, was no more. The current kings and queens of this baby Olam Babylon, they too shall lament over this Babylon. And we're going to get that. We're going to read that for you. The lament of Pharaoh. That's the next one coming up. The lament of Pharaoh. Family, we give no honor and praise to the supreme power of greatness who illuminates the heart of his and her people. Thank you for everybody who came out this morning, tonight, as we welcome midnight. Until next time, family, peace.